All right, so our next step is to add navigation to our application. Right now, you can see that, well, we don't really have a navigation bar and we can't really click on any of these rows. So the first step would be to add a navigation bar. But how do we add a navigation bar? Well, there is something called a navigation view, and if you wrap all of your views within a navigation view, then you will start seeing the navigation view at the top. You can see the navigation view, and if I start wrapping it up, there we go. Then you can see that's a little bit of an empty space on the top now. That's your navigation bar. Now, obviously the navigation bar doesn't really have any title, but don't worry, you can actually set the title very easily simply by saying navigation bar title and passing in the title whatever you want. There we go. Great. So what's our next step? Well, the next step is that we should be able to click on any of these cells. And if we click on any of these cells, we should be taken to a different screen. But the question is, how can we do that? How can we click on a cell that will take us to a different screen? Inside the list, you can see that we are using the hiking cell. We can go ahead and use something called a navigation link. And the navigation link is actually going to give you options, a lot of different options, in which one of them is the destination and the label. The destination is simply saying that where would you go when you click on the link. And we can actually go ahead and say that just show us hiking selected, like show us some sort of a text view, which will simply say hiking selected. And the label that you're going to use to display that particular link will be the actual hiking cell. So we're going to simply wrap this up with the cell. Now, if I go ahead and build this, you're going to see that, first of all, the arrows or the detailed disclosure start appearing, as you can see in the cell on the right-hand side in the Xcode preview. In order for this to work, go ahead and press the play button. Okay. We can see the navigation bar. Let's go ahead and click on the first one. And it does go to the text view because that's where we are going right here. And it does display us hiking selected, which is some static constant text that we are displaying. So we are on the right track, but we don't really want hiking selected to be displayed. We want the actual hike to be displayed. So in that case, you already have access to the hike. So it's simply going to pass in the name of the hike, hike.name. And now if you go ahead and run your application again, now you will see that whichever hike you select, it's going to show you the name of that particular hike. Perfect. But obviously, when we go into our destination view, which in this case is text view, which simply displays the text, we also wanted to display the picture of the hike, the name of the hike, maybe even the miles of the hike in a little bit more better display than this. This is only displaying the text and the name of the hike, and the reason is that we're using the text view. So how can we do that? How can we go to the detail view and actually display the text, the image, as well as the miles? So for this, we will have to create a brand new view, and we will call it the hiking or hike detail view, which is going to be responsible for displaying the hike information, the name, the miles, as well as the picture. So let's go ahead and do that in the next lecture. If you like this video and want to learn more about SwiftUI, then check out my best-selling course on SwiftUI called SwiftUI Declarative Interfaces for any Apple device. This is the best-selling course with over 1,500 students enrolled, and this course is around 12.5 or even more than 12.5 hours, close to 13 hours, and it will show you everything that you want to do with basically SwiftUI. We're going to start with learning about building list and navigation. Then you're going to start learning about state and binding, very important. Then you're going to jump into understanding MVVM design pattern, how to create or how to use MVVM design pattern to create a complete app that will do get as well as post. After that, you will jump into property wrappers, forms, even integrating core data with SwiftUI. And finally, SwiftUI for all devices, meaning I'm going to show you how you can write apps that will run on SwiftUI for iOS, watchOS, as well as macOS. Now, the best way to get this course is simply to use the link in the description of the YouTube video. If you use that link, then you will get the best price, and to be honest, I get to keep a little bit more revenue from Udemy. So please use the link if you want to support my channel, support my videos. Your contributions really help and motivates me to create more videos. Please use the link in the YouTube description. And if you are interested, there are a lot of other courses that I have done. So try out all the courses. I'm very active in Udemy community, so I will be able to answer your questions also. So thank you so much, and go ahead and buy the course and enjoy the course. Thank you.